Noise insulation. The disadvantages in this regard can be characterized by several points. Rattling of plastic in the front part and along the door compartments, noticeable transmission of vibrations from the suspension, weak gaskets in the luggage compartment. Noise protection is one of the most defining parameters of a vehicle, characterizing the quality of finishing and assembly. The most damaging in this regard is plastic, which manufacturers are not ready to abandon, constantly looking for ways to soften it. The polymer elements that create problems are concentrated on the dashboard and in the luggage compartment. At the same time, the front part of the cabin receives the damping effect of the front suspension, and the trunk, from the rear shock absorbers. Fuel consumption. The appetites of the car in question cannot be called insatiable, but it is not economical either. Fuel consumption depends on the installed engine. The car is supplied to Russia with two types of gasoline internal combustion engines. The 150 horsepower turbine engine is combined with a 7-speed robotic gearbox or an automatic transmission with 8 modes. Fuel consumption in the city is 8.4 liters, on average 7.6 liters per 100 kilometers drive, frontal. Atmospheric engine with a power of 110 horsepower with a 5-speed manual transmission. Gasoline consumption in the city is about 9 liters, on the highway, 6L/100 km suspension and ride quality. What other shortcomings does Volkswagen Taos have? Many owners include the suspension system as one of these. Despite the standard equipment, McPherson strut at the front, independent multi-link at the rear, the car is quite rigid, and bumps and potholes are noticeable when driving at average speed. The manufacturer assures that shock absorbers, springs, and silent blocks are adjusted to the characteristics of Russian roads, but in practice this is hardly noticeable. The DSG robotic gearbox is slower than Asson-type analogs, the dynamics are worse than competitors of the same class. The smoothness of movement, as well as cornering, leave much to be desired. With the existing overhang and ground clearance, all-wheel drive is ineffective. When compared with the Kia Sportage, Taos did not even rise 50% to where the Korean crossover could easily climb. Miscellaneous. There are also disadvantages inside the car. The sound is good, but could have been richer. To use multimedia, you need to log into the VW Play service from a PC or smartphone and confirm the action by entering the code from SMS. There is a similar problem in Yandex Navigator. To log in you need to come up with a new password via the radio. Users note the low level of equipment of the Volkswagen Taos in the basic configuration. The following items and options are missing. Matrix light. Adjustment of the rear seats. Eyeglass case. Illuminated door handles. Hood gas seals. Navigation display on the virtual instrument display. Leather interior. All-round cameras. Assistance for movement on a slope. Cooler and light in the glove compartment. Renewing the memory of seat settings. With additional packages in the maximum configuration, the car will cost at least 2 million rubles. Owners note the difficulty of setting up multimedia. Control of all functions from the steering wheel is not immediately easy to find. The buttons are slightly textured, but adjustments to the electric power steering are possible. Among the unclear factors, one of the users notes the comfort of the seats over short distances. After 450 to 500 kilometers behind the wheel, my limbs become numb. This may be due to incorrectly selected settings or ergonomic features of the products. Another oddity is the functioning of lane assist, which works, but sometimes with a delay. The assistant is activated when the car enters part of the oncoming traffic. It definitely won't work as an autopilot. Bottom line. The positive qualities of any vehicle must prevail over the existing shortcomings, which cannot be avoided. All diseases of Volkswagen Taos are mainly the result of other pathologies or a desire to save money. Failures of the main components of the car are not critical and are subject to prompt treatment. No one has cancelled compliance with the operating rules. If increasing the trunk capacity is problematic, then timely replacement of working fluids and undergoing maintenance helps to extend the operating period, without serious intervention and major repairs. For an SUV, the car in question is rather weak. It is designed for driving around the city in any season, and is poorly suited for off-road travel.